Yo, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? Um, Boruto this week was actually pretty good. Um, I think the only part I had a problem with was that after they got in, yeah, the only problem I really had was when they got inside and everybody was just talking as if nothing, like they weren't ninjas anymore. They're just like using their normal voices. I was like, oh, so you're not even gonna pretend that you're sneaking. You're just going to talk. Got it. Not to mention the fact that the two kids who supposedly are like the curse hold, like they hold the curse mark, them straight up telling the girls that they have a cure for the curse before leaving, and then it actually turning. I thought it should have been like an acceleration or something. Like that's the type of stuff that Naruto would actually do in its show, and I think that's kind of what I miss is that they weren't afraid to go with a darker outcome. Like, oh, just because you did something right, it's right, you know? Like it seems like they really just don't go for the end all be all, you know? And I think that's the kind of sad part about Boruto is it feels like it's a safe series. Like they do everything safe. Like, oh, by the way, now that we've saved these girls, they're probably going to you know, be saved at the same time. Like it's not really, wow, you made me fly. It's not really a question anymore as much as a win. And because of that, it sucked. Just because I saw potential in this, and here we are almost like we already gotten rid of the curse mark halfway almost for the girls, but they did run into one of the people who could maybe turn them back. So that's a thing. It just feels like the way that we now know that the guy who was looking at birds, who I called at I think at the very beginning of it all, I was like the guy looking at birds and acting like he wasn't being a perv was definitely you know out of he seemed like he didn't fit in for some reason, and now I know why. It's because he is literally the key villain of this all, which I thought was kind of lackluster. Let's be honest. Like a guy who supposedly goes around watching birds is the true villain of all of this. Like, all right. Not to mention that he's like, this is his test facility, so supposedly when they were camping and doing all that stuff, he's the reason why those people were like even close behind and stuff like that. So I don't know. It kind of just sucks to get the reveal of the villain, the true villain behind it, because guess what? Now if he gets bodied, it's a wrap. You know, like we know when he starts fighting and when he's about to get in the end all be all, that's when the fighting stops, or like that's when the overall narrative is gonna come to an end. So I don't know. I kind of don't like it, but at the same time, I mean, he's caught Boruto and one of Orochimaru's best guards already, so maybe he has a chance of winning. I mean, come on, like come on, bruh. But yeah, I truly don't know where this could go. It could last long or it could end very abruptly, which sucks, but at the same time, it's kind of expected from these shows nowadays where they have so much they could do, but they wind up doing the littlest as possible just so they feel safe, I feel like, or just so they get done with what they want to get done and don't start up something much bigger than you know, what could actually oversee the whole entire series, maybe. And the one other thing that really got my attention that was dope this week was the freaking opener this week. Holy crap, with Naruto and Sasuke actually working together again, fighting the enemy we've never seen. Hype. But the thing about the openers now are they are 50-50. Like they are straight up 50-50. The beginning of those openers, there's actual people that they fought and stuff. The last opener that we just got out of, lonely, lonely, lonely. Yeah, that they had a giant freaking tied up like monster in ice that all the kids ran in and fought. Not to mention they had one of the kids from the Sand Village, the guy who uses the black sand, and he was helping hold, like, you know what I mean? They made it look so dope, and then it wind up not being anything that happens yet. Um, I mean, sure, it could still happen. This is episode 101 for Christ's sake. So, if they have any plans on going for multiple episodes that don't have any regulation to the manga and they're doing their own thing, that fight could be a thing. But now that we have a new opener, we have Boruto almost a little bit older than we've ever seen him, and he's using Sasuke's sword during this fight. Like, these are the types of things that I notice they throw in there, and they expect people to just like start talking about it, or they expect people to be hype about it. But how can you be hype about something when you honestly don't know if it's actually coming to the show? Like, how can we be hype about it if it could literally end up being a 2 to 3 episode arc and you just end it, you know? So that's what I'm hoping Boruto honestly sees about itself, is that you make this great concept around Juzo and you build up the curse mark to a high T, and then all of a sudden you're just like, well, here's the bad guy who's organizing all of this. Here's the two kids that have the ability to do anything with the power as it is right now, and what they can do with it seemingly isn't enough to beat out the people maybe that are in Team 7. You know, like it just doesn't feel like they're the top of the top characters, even though they can transform and go even crazier. It just feels like they're about the embodied, you know, but clearly they're smarter than they look, and I think that was the saving grace for me in this week's episode, where they're like the sister was like, "Oh, I think we're being lured out. Like the way she's moving is not the way I saw her moving before." Which was very exorbitant of her, which sounds something like a ninja could be able to do. Notice the movements and pay attention to all of them, and then if anything changes, you should probably be aware, you know? So they're just doing things that honestly make me want to believe there's a chance that a long-lasting arc is in the works right now, but just with the way that they introduced this guy, or he was, you know, showed his true colors by stabbing literally the two characters in the back with syringes that I guess are the tranquilizers, which seem like the same syringes the girls got, but somehow they're not tranquilizers, you know? It's like tranquilizers for the curse is what he stabbed Boruto and the other guy with Sasashui or whatever, the water guy. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this overall episode, like just the narrative wise of it. I mean, it wasn't horrible or anything. It's just it felt like it didn't have as good as a um, setup, or like the setup just seemed very obvious, like very clear cut, I should say. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys are feeling about Boruto. We also have like confirmation that Orochimaru is the one that sent these two in here to clear up whatever's happening, and that Juzo was doing this on his own free will as well, trying to help these birds. So confirmation like that is pretty nice. It just comes down to where does all of this boil up to when it comes to how far will it go, you know? Even the girl bringing up that Sasuke has a new family now, but would Sasuke ever stop what he's doing to try to help these guys out, or like if he's close by, will he even care to lend a hand, or will he lend a hand? Those are the types of things people definitely want to know, but at the same time, even if you guess it, if it still feels like it really can't happen sometimes because Sasuke is just really in his own world at times. But the other thing that the opener showed was Boruto being trained by Sasuke, something else that the fandom probably really wants, like me, like having Boruto literally spar with his sensei and learning stuff, not just saying, "Oh yeah, Sasuke's my sensei. He taught me the Rasengan," and then we never talked again. Like what was the point of him teaching him the Rasengan when Naruto could have did it? Or or like Orochi or that the grandson tried to do it and he just well, that's where he landed. He learned it, like instead of learning it from his dad, he learned it from someone else, and that's just how Boruto's character is. He doesn't like to do anything that his father would do, but he would definitely take the advice from other people to learn what his father does. He even wanted to learn from Sasuke what's his weaknesses and what's things I can do to beat him. Like, nah, bro, you need to learn what's his strengths because that's what actually made him become the Hokage and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I like the overall theme of what we're getting, but at the same time, uh, anything could happen and anything could end very soon. So if this does end up ending relatively quickly, you guys will not be surprised when you watch my reviews and hear my opinion because it already feels like it could end at any time, to be honest. This arc, anyway, with having so much power on their team, Juzo, and even now a healer that's one of the top healers in the show who healed Sasuke from near death multiple times, so these are the types of characters that are on Boruto and Mitsuki's team right now who usually don't even need help to take out main villains. Um, so yeah, we're in a very interesting spot, and I think we're going to see quite an interesting overall battle, I believe, soon. So can't wait. Hope you guys are enjoying a little bit of Boruto, even if it is some of the story feels weird at times, but I feel like this anime is doing everything in its power that it can to be unique away from the manga until it has to go back to using that source material to kind of end all be all the actual story that's supposed to be told in the end game. So I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. So far, I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are as well. And if you aren't, let me know in the comments, or if you are, let me know what you truly want to happen or what you could see possibly happening. Because yikes, man, yikes. If this ends quickly and abruptly, I will be relatively let down, and I'll just have that much more of a reason why Boruto is a show that you can't really put too much faith in to do these arcs and stuff like that right. So just expect the unexpected, guys. um, that's as much as I can say on that because one thing that I wanted to happen in the show definitely didn't play out the way I was hoping. So if this doesn't play out this way, I won't be surprised. But if it does play out and it's here for the long term, man, this could be dope. This could be super dope. Not to mention, Boruto has a somewhat curse mark on his hand. Uh, it hasn't really done much yet, so there's still that they haven't really played with. There's a lot to do in this show, and we're only at episode 101, right? All right, my anime people, I will let you guys go. I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. Monday, I will have multiple videos for you guys yet again. So if you aren't subscribed here and you're watching this video, I don't know what you're doing, man. I will definitely have a crap ton of stuff to watch Monday if more stuff comes out Monday, plus the shows that I already had planned to drop on that day. So with that, I hope you guys have an amazing one, and definitely leaves me some comments to read on how you guys are feeling about other shows, Fairy Gone, and even the other show that I have up before this. So with that being said, I will talk to you later. All right, peace.